Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
I don't think he's gotten better. Actually, what I think has happened is, during his rookie year, our fan base loved him. He was this young stud, and we projected him to get better. Well, we then drafted another young stud who took his the fan love went all to Maxey. And now I think Thybulle feels this immense amount of pressure to be better than what he actually can be. I don't know how much he practices his shot. I'm sure he's probably in the gym consistently, but I think he feels the pressure of needing to be better than what he actually can, at least offensively. And his defense is overrated, by the way.
Yeah. Appreciate the call. It's crazy. Like, I feel like we haven't even talked about Matisse Thybulle at all, like this whole offseason, other than he needs to get better, he needs to shoot. Like, when we talk about like the lineups and we talk about, like putting this team together, like, has anybody even mentioned Matisse Thybulle? Maybe this is good. Maybe he can, kind of undershadow a little bit and get back to what, he started to show a little bit of potential of. But man, I kind of forget about him sometimes.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I don't even really think about Matisse Thybulle when I'm thinking about a starting lineup. Then I think about 8-9 man rotation. I'm thinking about Bassie and Paul Reed being the backup rotating backup center. I'm thinking Daniel House and DeAnthony Melton and Shake Milton and I was going to ask you a couple minutes ago. What is Matisse Thybulle's even like portion of the bench minutes at this point? And I think here's what happened with Matisse Thybulle. I think NBA defenses did almost exactly what they did to Ben Simmons with Matisse Thybulle. His rookie year, they didn't know anything about him. So they were, hey, let's guard this guy. They were guarding him out at the three-point line. Not that he's a threat to shooting, and it's not like he was putting the ball on the floor and blowing by people, but he had opportunities to cut to the basket. He had a lot more opportunities to make things happen in space because he could run past his defenders. Then all of a sudden, some genius figured it out. They said, hey, just don't guard him. Just don't go anywhere close to him. That's exactly what they did to Ben Simmons and took his one-on-one game, his driving ability, everything away. And when you saw Matisse Thybulle in the Toronto series, the first possession, they passed it to him. Tyrese Maxey passed it to him in the corner, and I was yelling, why are we still passing to this guy? He was so wide open, and they weren't anywhere close to him, and it just took his game completely away, and it made him really unplayable. And I think defenses are going to continue to do that because he's not a threat to shoot. He's not a threat to dribble drive. He's not a threat to do anything once he crosses the half-court line. So it sucks, but I'm questioning what is his where does he even really fit in the rotation at all?
Yeah, I think he's more of like a spark plug when you need a couple big stops. And I feel like he's always been that player. Like you said, rookie year, very exciting. People didn't really know about him. But there's a couple areas of fault. Like the Sixers need to be pushing this guy to shoot multiple times a game. There were games this year where he hit a couple threes and then he didn't come back and shoot for a couple games. That doesn't make sense. But I'm going to add one thing on to what you said. I think Matisse Thybulle was such a flashy defensive player. Obviously, we went through the whole Ben Simmons thing. But I think Matisse Thybulle, started to get a lot more foul calls. And I think it really messed up his mental. It took him out of games. When he comes in and he gets 2 fouls in the first quarter, it's like, how do you play this guy? Like, what do you do? Right? Rookie year, 4 steals a game, 3 steals and 3 blocks. He was on top of the world defensively. And then as he started to rack up these more fouls, and he hasn't really kept up with that, heading into the second year, the third year, he's kind of just staying complacent. And he needs to develop an offensive game or else, I don't know. Is he going to get weeded out at this point? It's crazy, man. It really is.
Yeah, offensive players might have studied a little bit on how to get him in foul trouble because, good players watch tape all the time. They scout teams. And, they might have said to themselves, hey, listen, when this guy's guarding you, if you get past him, all you got to do is pump fake, and he's jumping on your head every single time. So, maybe they learned that this is just get the guy in foul trouble, and it's not hard to get him in foul trouble because he's going to take the bait every single time because he wants to highlight block, he wants to highlight steal. So I think the NBA started to learn how to deal with his advantages and use them against him.
Perfect.